So this is not just a story about a man named Andy Byron. It's a story about ego, choices, public shame, and the price tag of betrayal. In dollars, in dignity, and the digital court of public opinion. Andy Byron was the CEO of a tech company called Astronomer. He made millions. So let's break it down. Andy Byron was the CEO of a tech company called Astronomer. He made $500,000 a year. He had a stake in a company valued in the millions, a wife, a life, a legacy. And then an affair. Mic drop, boom. He's out. Job gone. Marriage on the rocks, or almost over. Company stake in jeopardy. Global media attention. Screenshots, whispers, TikToks, tweets. But the world didn't just react. It exploded. And we should ask ourselves, why? Why did this trigger us? Why did this particular story hit such a raw nerve? Because this isn't just about cheating. It's about consequences. It's about watching a man with everything risk it all. For what? So it begs of us the question, what is the cost of an affair? Not just financially, although $25 million in potential divorce, $500,000 salary gone, and a company on the line is nothing to sneeze at, not in this economy, but emotionally, socially, spiritually, publicly. What happens when our private choices go public? When a moment of desire topples your decades of work, when one man's failure becomes everybody's content. What does it say about us? The fact that this story went viral. Not because it was rare, but because, yes, say it with me, it was relatable. Because so many people have either lived it, been betrayed by it, been tempted by it, let's just call a thing, or they felt invisible because of it. Some more honesty. Infidelity isn't new. But the world we live in now, whoa, the receipts never disappear. Screenshots last longer than the apologies. Public opinion moves faster than the truth. And cancel culture doesn't come with a refund policy. And I've been involved too. I retweeted it too. I wanted to understand, why is this triggering so many of us? Why are we having this reaction? Isn't his private business his private business? Why do some people, mostly men, but not only men, still act though like they're invisible? That they're still willing, listen and no judgment, still gamble family. They still gamble family, they gamble their reputations, their money, their careers, what they've built for what? A secret, a thrill, a need to feel wanted, to be seen. And for the rest of us watching this like a soap opera, there is this uncomfortable question. What are we willing to lose for a moment of escape? What are we willing to gamble for that thrill, that excitement, that exhilaration? And to the women watching, let's also be truthful with ourselves. How many times have you been the one holding the family together while he's out there risking it all? How many of you are exhausted, heartbroken, but then you still show up for the kids, the job, the image? And to the men, hello, how many of you are silently burning with shame regret, or temptation, but have no one to talk to. Where are your safe spaces to say, I'm struggling, I'm lonely, I feel like I'm failing? Because, let's be real, this is not a bad man, dumb move situation. He was the CEO. He knew better. He went to a Coldplay concert. Is this a cultural reckoning? A reminder, I don't know, you tell me in the comments. A reminder that emotional immaturity in positions of power can be dangerous. That unchecked egos can ruin lives. That private pain can turn into public destruction. And I look at the comments, I read, and it resonates as a woman with me. And I can see that women are tired. Women are tired of rebuilding the homes that men burn down with silence, with pride, lust, infidelities. But I'll say this. It's not the affair, from what I've read, that destroys you. It's the lies, the covering up that follows. The denial, the gaslighting, the refusal to do the work. And yes, let's also not generalize. I know about that. But have you ever been the Andy in your story? Have you ever felt so unseen, so unloved, or powerful that you made a choice that could have ruined everything? Do you think a moment of pleasure is worth a lifetime of repair? Because it doesn't just stop there. It stops with his wife, his children, the community, where they bank, where they go to church, if they go to church, where they eat at restaurants, because everybody knows Byron had a wife, right? Do you believe some people, wait, it's not my place, but do you believe that some people never intended to stay loyal? They just hope they were never going to get caught. Pew. I think the story went viral not just because it's Byron, because it's not about Byron, Andy Byron. I think it's all about us. It's about what we hide, what we deny, and what it really means to live in this age of visibility, virality, and values. So now you've seen the numbers. The millions lost. Andy lost. The reputation that's destroyed. The impact on his family. I want to know, would you risk it all? Is it worth it all?